The top three news stories was that. The other one was him saying that they're going to bomb them, they're going to hit them again tonight. They did a strike today. It was a warning. That was the word that comes out, a warning, and they're going to hit them again tonight harder. So the word that came out of that was a warning. And the next biggest news story is from Jeremy Bowen, who you might not know in the United States or around the world if you're watching, but he's a quite famous war correspondent over here in the UK. And he's got a lot of experience in this type of thing. Oh, here's the other clip right here.
They are behaving very badly, as they have for 47 years. And, we hit them hard last night after they launched a couple of, you don't have to know about this, you got stuff on your mind, but they launched a couple of drones and one rocket, one missile, and at ships, because they were in the Strait, which they have every right to be. And so we hit them very hard last night, very, very hard. Probably hit them hard again tonight. I'll give them a little warning, we're going to hit them hard tonight.
So you see, that's the takeaway. And to somebody who is in a foreign country looking for what the message is, they're not looking at all the detail. They don't care that he's saying to the leader of NATO, you maybe didn't know about the strikes that happened in the Strait of Hormuz, although it does baffle the mind that the leader of NATO wouldn't have known about that. What he's saying here is that there was a warning and they're going to hit them again. Well, this seems to be a kind of the way, the negotiating tactic that Donald Trump uses is very negotiating with strength, I think is what they would call it, or perhaps it's a bit heavy-handed, but it certainly is a universal language, and that's understood, and then the key words are understood: warning, good people, bad people, liars, scum. He wants to see the messaging change from the Iranian camp, and that's part of the negotiation to bring this thing forward, to start to make progress. Now, of course, I'm not saying that the US is not going back to war. You saw the thumbnail. This is essentially the Iran War 2.0. It seems like the US is going back to war. They might not call it a war, but it seems that way. And why is the question? And it feels to me like it's about negotiations. And Jeremy Bowen feels in a similar way when he says that for all his bluster, Trump has no better option than talks with Iran. At the end of the day, talks are the way forwards. And this is certainly some powerful talking. And I wanted to put that into context because I think the domestic market are looking at this and being very fearful about the return to war. And of course, the impact of that will be inflation. It'll be a lack of investment compared to how it would have otherwise been. And it's not good news. However, he wants to push forward the negotiations. He did make specific reference to the negotiating team and said that they were good people and they want to continue to negotiate. However, of course, he's drawing a line and saying that for him it's over. But that's not true. It's not over yet. He just needs something to bring him back to the table, and that is the right noises coming out of Iran. Now, the way I look at this in terms of geopolitical sense is that how Iran operates is on a retaliatory basis. Iran likes to jump back in and retaliate after a strike happens against them. And they do it quite publicly and in a measured way, you could say, although with respect to all the lives and casualties, of course, in these incidents. It is measured in a sense. It tries to display on the global stage that they're responding in a like-for-like way. If Iran does that, then America will continue to strike back. But if Iran chooses to take this opportunity of being smacked around a bit and not escalate and get back to talking, it could speed up the resolution of these negotiations. And I think we have to take a more nuanced view on this. I know it is so easy to just look at the headline information from Donald Trump and just take it at face value because we're native English speakers. We understand everything that he's saying. And my point here is that he is talking in primary colours so that a translated message will still have the key words in it, so that if we were to highlight them on a page and think, how can we respond to this? You'll have two options. One, go ahead, start firing missiles at Israel, start attacking and through proxies like Hezbollah and the Yemenis, and attack your Gulf neighbours, go back to the way things were at the worst times in the war, or to take it as a warning and to push forward on the negotiations.